Tamam. Are we
Mesh.
rolling now? We're good?
We're rolling.
Okay,
We're rolling.
sick.
We're live.
Sick.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Curator's Couch. Have another very special guest here today. He's a world-renowned photographer, huh?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Where are you from?
I'm, well, I never really discussed that
Oh,
online.
okay, then.
No, but I can tell you, I'm originally Yemeni.
Okay.
I was born in Saudi.
Okay.
I grew up in Saudi, and then I came here in 2005.
2005. Nice.
So I've been here for a while.
Yeah, I came here in 2004 as well, actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah. And you went to school here, grew up
Yeah,
here.
high school, did all the things.
Yeah.
And then I went to uni in London.
Nice.
I got kicked
Nice.
out at some point.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of
I was almost kicked out of uni too, bro.
That's why I became a photographer. That's mainly why, yeah.
So how was that like? How was that conversation with your family, saying that this is the career path I want to choose, and obviously because I know the stigma around it, in our cultures, and it's all over the world, but especially in our culture here, it's
It wasn't a pleasant conversation.
of course not. I can imagine.
You come from a family of lawyers and bankers. And this and
Yeah,
that.
I know the feeling.
It's not a career path. It's not a real job. It's like,
yeah.
what you gonna do? You're gonna take photos. So what does that mean? You're gonna take passport photos for for a living? Is that what you do?
اشتغل في كودك.
Hey, بالضبط.
Oh.
صدق والله. When I said I wanted to go to the media school or film school, they said, "What are you gonna do? You're gonna take photos for passports?" I was like, "No, that's not the job."
Yeah, it's.
And they're like, "Oh, so what you gonna be then? Are you gonna be Scorsese? You gonna be Christopher Nolan?" Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm trying to do. And they're like, okay, batik.
So would you say that you have passions outside of photography, and you want to extend that to like making films, short movies?
I started already. The thing is, photography is a good stepping stone.
Yeah.
You can sort of get through that industry and make a few contacts, and then it's easier to transfer into film.
Yeah.
You want to get into film immediately? It's possible. It's not impossible, but it's hard to. Because the video is basically like the bigger boss of photography.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to know framing, and you need to know like lens, shutter speed, and whatever.
Yeah.
Then you can just transfer into that. You can make your own films at any given point, put them on YouTube, and then if somebody is interested to take on what you're doing, then that's your.
So speaking of like the shutter speed and the exposure,
Okay.
How did you learn all these like technical, very specific and they're very detailed little things that you can't just. I mean, I guess you can learn online and stuff, but do you say you maybe had a mentor or you did it all on your own?
I definitely had mentors.
Okay.
YouTube is a great asset.
Yeah.
It has almost everything.
Yeah, I mean it's been such a common theme of this thing I'm doing here. Every time I ask someone, how did you learn? Like what you're passionate about? YouTube University, bro. YouTube
is a great asset. Asking questions is amazing, very underrated. A lot of people are too shy to approach.
Yeah.
I think sending emails or even filling up a form on somebody's website, people get back to you, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Way bigger than you ever expected.
Exactly.
It's not about you also being big. At the end of the day, like these venues are there for people to use.
Yeah.
And most people are just so discouraged before even trying. Just ask questions, be around the right people, look for the people who are doing what you want to do. Just be around them.
And learn from them. It's fine to admit you might not know something.
And not to be like a piece of chewing gum, don't stick around to them too much. But
obviously,
whenever you can, just ask, like, sorry to bother you, man, but like, or can you explain, like, but most people are really, really happy to share what they know because it makes them look good,
It's
people
like, I know this. And
It's like, I can look good in front of this kid. And you have to be a sponge. You just have to listen.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, now with COVID and whatever, it's a bit different. You don't have as many events and stuff like that. But it's very, very helpful just to open up your ears and listen.
Yeah.
Somebody or another in whatever industry, whether it's the same one you're in or a different one, is going to have something to say that's useful.
And you're going to learn something from it.
Yeah, of course.
Even
you can always learn.
Yeah. you should take every meeting with somebody new or every experience that you haven't done before as it's a learning experience.
100%, bro. Like
Everyone has a lesson to teach you.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And I remember I was watching an interview with the ex photographer of the British royal family.
Okay.
He was shooting them for 60 odd years, 70 odd years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was with them from the beginning.
Yeah.
And they asked him, they said that, at your experience and your age, being retired now, given like the royal decree and whatever, would you say you've mastered the art of photography, or would you say you've mastered your craft? He said, no, I'm learning till today.
Yeah.
He's 96 years old.
Wow.
So if he says to me that he's still learning, I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
Batik.
You can't just say
can't
you
just
know
come
everything.
here and say like, yeah, I cracked it. No, you might be good at it. Don't get me wrong. But there's always new information, new techniques, new stuff you haven't come across. It's inevitable.
Of course, especially in creative fields like the things you're into and I'm into as well. It's ever changing. You can't ever say I know everything about this. Or
no chance.
Yeah.
No chance.
There's no way. But speaking of, what you were talking about meeting new people and learning from everyone, and I see you post a lot of like quotes and mental health little like quotes and stuff like that, and it's been a bit of a common theme talking to these creatives that I've been talking to, that as awful as COVID was and all the negative things that came with it, I feel like from talking to the people I have, lots of creatives have taken it as a very good thing in terms of their mental health and working on their crafts and getting better, and I guess just focusing on themselves. Would you say that's been something that's positive for you, or not too much in terms of maybe obviously work has slowed down a little bit, but in terms of yourself and your mental health, like how has that affected you?
What I would say is it was definitely a very, very needed slowdown.
Yeah.
Fine, a big chunk of my job is to network, right? It's just what I do.
Yeah.
I have to get to know people in order to work with people. But I think the whole pandemic served the purpose of, first of all, helping people realize what's of value. We often took stuff like health for granted.
Definitely.
You never really.
Didn't
it
think
never
twice
crossed
about
your
it.
mind. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool. I could go out, see all these people. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's just a part of my day where it was a privilege.
Yeah. Even something as simple as shaking someone's hand.
100%.
Yeah.
And what I think helped with my craft and whatever is just having time, where I didn't have to be anywhere. All I had to be was home.
Time to yourself.
So I could have time to myself. I could just go through my old work and see what I've been doing, what was being done well, what could use improvement, working on developing new skills or learning or listening to other people. It's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
And it's just important to have that positive mindset, because if you don't, you just end up in this whole blaming yourself, kicking at yourself, and just not knowing, like, what am I gonna do? Like, work is slow. I don't have no ways to make money, and that's hard. Like, that's not a good position. But COVID taught us to also save for a rainy day.
Yeah, that's for sure. You plan ahead. You can't just.
Nobody ever thinks about the rainy day, but when it comes, it comes. And
it hits hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good lesson in pacing yourself financially, socially. If you're not feeling like socializing today, take a break, man. Sit at home, watch some TV, eat something good, have a workout.
Very true.
I think it was a very. It served its purpose for me, at least.
I agree. Definitely.
I don't want to say it's good or bad, because then some other people can come at me and say, "Oh, but I went through 1, 2, and 3."
Of course.
I don't want to disregard what they went through, but I will say it served its purpose.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, I'm not trying to be insensitive to anyone who's been through anything, of course, but just from gauging from the people I've spoken to so far, I mean, they've used it as a growing experience, I guess, as much as they can.
Because on the whole pandemic thing, I went through it, man. My dad got COVID.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay, bro. It's just part of life.
Yeah.
He was in the ICU for 3 weeks.
Alhamdulillah, is he okay?
He's okay now. He's
Alhamdulillah.
recovering. He's making a gradual recovery.
Okay.
So this thing is real, man.
Yeah, I know.
It used to be like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who got it.
I mean, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Alhamdulillah, I was.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay,
So
was-
and some people get it and don't feel anything.
Yeah.
2-3 days. And
Yeah,
they're fine.
exactly.
And some people like my dad, pretty serious.
Hits everyone differently.
Oh, yeah.
That's the most horrifying thing about it, for sure.
So Alhamdulillah for the position we are in, man.
Yeah.
Whatever that
definitely.
position may be, if you're not dead, you're okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what they say. Rest in peace, because when you die is the only time you rest.
Yeah, man. I can I can understand that for sure.
But anyway,
Yeah.
besides being
So on a lighter note, كده.
yeah, of course.
Only, who are some of do you follow photographers? Who are some of your favorites?
That's all I do.
Yeah?
That's all I do.
So give me like your Mount Rushmore.
Ah, fool.
Your top 4 or 5.
Josh Tepp.
Okay.
I don't know if you would have heard of him, but he's
I haven't.
pretty big. I wouldn't say he's not mainstream,
Okay.
but his work is just something about it.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
one.
gonna check him out for sure.
Nima Benati. She's excellent. Sandy Kim.
Okay.
Excellent. You have Kato. Kato handles all of Diddy's stuff.
Oh, okay.
So Diddy, his kids.
His photographs are always
it's
insane.
Kato.
Yeah.
Kato is 21 years old.
Oh, damn.
22 years old now.
Yeah.
He's now in charge of doing everything for Ciroc and
That's crazy.
all of Diddy's stuff.
Yeah, Diddy's all of his
And
businesses.
one more director would be. They're called Clinic Mundo, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
The two guys.
All right.
And their recent most known work is the Weeknd music video for Save Your Tears. You
That's
seen
a
that?
great
You
music
seen that
video.
one?
Yeah.
That's them.
That's a great music video,
Yeah, that's
actually.
them.
Wow.
So those two are
Okay.
excellent.
What about like the obvious ones, the Theo Scudra, the Race Corrupted Mind? No, not too into them.
I mean, I have my reasons. Theo is really good at what he does.
Yeah,
You know, I don't discredit that.
yeah.
But I had my time frame where I sort of looked at what he did and I studied it and I learned about it. And it's tough with him because he's not showing much of what he's doing.
That's true.
So it's hard to know like what he's doing. His Instagram is not so active.
Yeah.
Ray, good at what he does in terms of the whole film look.
He shoots primarily in film, right?
Yeah, so that's something I respect and I appreciate, but it's not so much for me.
Yeah. You're a digital man yourself.
I'm more of a
aren't you?
digital guy.
Yeah.
I'm practical, man.
Yeah.
The stuff
That's
that I
true.
do is like super run and gun, spontaneous. I haven't had the time to do the whole film thing.
Yeah.
I would like to at some point because I
Yeah,
would like to understand what's
Would
there.
see yourself, getting into that at some point, maybe?
Probably,
Yeah.
probably, maybe in my own time at first.
Yeah, definitely.
Commercially, I feel like the nature of what I do involves a lot of show and tell immediately. Clients want to see exactly what I'm doing through the laptop.
Quick delivery. And
Yeah.
stuff,
So I have a business model that's working right now, so
Yeah.
I'm just running with it. But the whole film thing is cool.
Mm.
It requires a lot more set design, a lot more lighting design,
Yeah,
which comes with bigger budgets, in my opinion.
that's true.
So for people trying to do stuff and save on cost, digital I think is a good way to go about it because I could still kind of recreate the film look. Not exactly.
Through post production.
Yeah, but through post I can sort of get you something that looks like film.
Yeah,
And it's working right now, but I definitely intend to go that way.
yeah, definitely.
Someday.
Like as we said before, always something to learn. Huh?
Of course.
Always.
Of course.
Always. Going back to what you said about maybe a quarter of your job being networking, and I know these days you have the bit of a label of the celebrity photographer.
Yeah. Everyone wants to talk about that.
Yeah. But how did that start? How did you first, get into these circles or start meeting these people or what was your entry point, you'd say? Is it a friend or?
A combination of right place, right time, and also me wanting to do that.
Yeah.
Just by just having the pure mentality that I'm gonna do that. Every time you meet someone, you just get leads.
Yeah.
You know.
So you did you always think in your mind like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot like whoever these celebrities are when they come to Dubai or come to, I want to shoot them and I'm gonna
And it was always initially you try and reach out to their agent or their manager, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then it's a small city, so if you know, I don't know, if you know photographers, if you know influencers, if you know DJs,
all the circles are kind of
they hang out together, and it's about presenting yourself in the right way. Initially you have no experience, and everyone's like, "So who are you?" Sometimes you have to bluff it. You have to be like, "Yeah, I'm an established photographer." "Oh, really? What do you do?" At that given moment, your work has to speak for itself.
That's true. That's very true.
It doesn't matter if you've never shot a celebrity before, but if the person you're trying to shoot looks at it and thinks, "Cool, this is dope.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do something together that involves me." That's your entry point.
That's true.
You do 1, 2, 3. It goes from there. Because the next time it's like, "Oh, who have you worked with?" 1, 2, and 3.
At the end of the day, the work always speaks for itself.
Exactly.
I guess, huh? That's true.
Exactly. Because a lot of photographers are very talented.
Yeah.
But they don't display what they do. I don't know what they're doing. If you're Theo Scudra, you could do that. Because the name at that point is speaking for itself.
Exactly.
Everybody knows what does Theo do. Oh, he does all Drake stuff.
Yeah.
Enough said. But when you're not Theo Scudra, the work has to talk for you. People have to look at it and think, like, I know those colors. Where have I seen them before? And that's kind of the case with me now. It's that I have a certain color palette that people know.
Presets.
It's not really presets. It's a combination of the lighting I choose.
Okay.
I know my time of day. I have a certain time of day where I'm usually shooting. That's signature.
Okay.
Because of the time of day, which means that my settings are pretty standardized. Unless I'm doing something out of ordinary, then I'm adapting. But generally speaking, I'm shooting on the same settings. I rarely ever change my camera.
Yeah.
Third of all, you have your post-production sort of vision, which comes with presets if you're trying to speed up your workflow. If I'm editing 700 photos, I don't have the time to sit and tweak one by one. I can't. It's a copy-paste situation.
Of course.
You go through them all. Any mistakes, you correct it, you move on.
Yeah.
I can't submit 700 photos overnight if I'm doing it one by one. It's not possible. And a lot of people ask me, so why don't you sell your presets? Why don't you put these?
Because you're kind of selling your secret sauce, bro.
That's one thing, but it's not just that. I would much rather teach people how to do things. Okay. Which I've done on
I've seen on your Instagram as well. You have little like tutorials.
Exactly. And the reason is, even if I was to sell you my presets, they would look garbage.
Because you don't know how to utilize them.
Because they don't know what time of day I'm doing it.
Yeah.
They don't understand that if they shoot in the nighttime, it doesn't work. There's a whole other system I use to shoot in the nighttime.
Okay.
It's not a one fix, like, it's not a one size fits all thing.
Yeah.
I'll make a lot of money. But I just don't have that conscience to be able to do that to people. Because one day they will turn around and be like, "Oh, you cheated us."
Yeah. Or
that reputation goes out. "Oh, this dude's just selling blanks that don't even work." It's not a good look.
And it also shows your love for what you do. I mean, you don't want to just kind of not sell out, but just go for the quick cash grab and just put your what you love out there for people to not use properly, I guess.
Exactly. Like, even last night, I was having a conversation with somebody who wanted to work with me, and they said, "I have this clothing brand, and I want to sort of hire you to shoot it." And I said, "Okay. It's none of my business, but I'm telling you as a friend. How are your sales doing?" So I haven't launched yet. This is my first campaign. I said, "Well, my advice to you would be, let me help you create a system of your own that your vision can come to life with minimal budget. Start off that way."
Exactly.
Because it's easy for me to say, "Yeah, cool, campaign done." You spend a lot of money hiring me to do whatever campaign. Your sales don't cover you, or the investment doesn't come in.
I totally agree with that.
You won't be able to sustain it.
I totally agree
with that. In 3 weeks, you're dead.
You need to earn the right to be able to spend this amount.
That's what I'm saying. And a lot of people have this ego complex, which is, no, I want to get the best guy on the market.
Exactly.
How long can you keep it up for?
That's so true. Even, people I know who have started similar things to me and stuff, they've kind of just went all out budget wise, equipment, this and that. Like you can see what I'm working with here.
Yeah, of course.
I'd much rather upgrade my equipment as a result of my success than just to start off with. I haven't earned it, you know what I mean?
Till this day, I borrow equipment.
And that's fine.
Did you know that?
I didn't.
I don't own my own lighting. I don't own my own most stuff.
Yeah.
I rent. I borrow when I can. And I make do with what I have.
Exactly. That's
until the point where my budgets for projects are so consistent that I need to buy something of my own because I just don't have the time to go and rent it. That's a different story.
Yeah, that's a whole different story.
But most kids want to come out and get like red camera, 24-70 2.8 lens, big rig.
Yeah.
Cool, if you can do that, fine. But if that's not your position, don't do it.
It doesn't. It's difficult to explain, but at the same time, it just doesn't sit right, or it doesn't look. I don't know. It's just it's a weird concept to me. To
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, bro.
Yeah.
And like that's my system. It works for me. I'm not saying it's the one and only.
Of course, yeah. I mean, to each his own. Whatever
If you
works
have
for
the
you.
ability to go out and buy the top of the line, please.
Yeah, ahlan wa sahlan.
But if you don't, which is what I had to deal with,
Mm.
this is my advice to you: is like work with what you have.
So tell me some of your favorite shoots that you've done. I know there were some really big ones. A$AP Ferg and Young Ma, B Young, Michele Morrone as well.
Yeah. Some of my favorite.
The favorite ones. Maybe it doesn't have to be one. It could be two or three. Or
I would say the Michele Morrone one is it stands out.
okay. I just butchered his name, didn't I?
No. I mean, people. I'm saying it the way he introduced himself to me.
To say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But his shoot was very, very entertaining.
Mm.
كذا كانت لذيذة وخفيفة because the workflow was good.
Yeah.
We just had a good chemistry working together. He knows what he wants. I know what I want. I know the system by which he wants to get what he wants.
Okay.
So we make it happen very quickly.
Nice.
And we shot 6 looks for a magazine cover in an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
We moved fast there.
Yeah, because it's like
You were on the same wave.
there's no need for but hold on, but let me no. I set up my lighting. I
Yeah.
ask him to stand. I do my test shot. Just make sure my stuff is on point. Then I'm ready. He says to me, "Look, this side of my face, whatever. Get this. Cool, done. Tuck, 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 tuck." He looks at it. He's like, "I like this one. Boom, next."
بس خلاص.
That's khalas. There's no too much,
Yeah.
and that doesn't always happen.
I can imagine.
Sometimes you're on set and just nothing is working, and
Yeah.
you're just like, "Ya Rabbi, help me."
How do you deal with that though? Like creative differences and I mean, with one previous photographer I've spoken to as well, a friend of mine, he always let me know that sometimes when he's hired for a shoot, and he would deliver the photos back to the clients.
Yeah, I heard this piece.
Yeah, you saw that, right?
I watched it.
Yeah, so just for people who didn't see it, when clients receive their work and they have a couple of adjustments, they say they have a couple of adjustments, and they give you a huge list of things to change, and it's basically not even your work anymore. Has that ever happened to you? How do you deal with it? Like
All the time. It's part of the job.
yeah,
At the end of the day, the client comes first.
of course.
They're paying you.
Yeah. But they also need to understand what they're paying you for.
Yes, but that doesn't always happen. That's in an ideal world.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So for you to sustain yourself, you have to bend. Not too far, in the sense that you have to also do your homework in terms of receiving a brief and asking as many questions as you can before you say, "I accept this job." Don't go into something that
Yeah.
it's not comfortable, because you will get pushed left and right. So experience is what teaches you how to read whether a job is suitable for you or not. But ultimately, it just comes down to asking questions, discussion, and also standing your ground when you feel like something you're saying is right. Most photographers are intimidated by the client. Respect is important. Intimidation is wrong. You have to stand by what you know, and you have to, find some sort of middle ground.
Yeah.
So, for example, for me, I don't shoot many girls. It's just the way, I don't know. It's not that I have anything against it.
Yeah.
It just, I never got projects that came my way which were so interesting for me to take.
Okay.
A handful, yeah.
Yeah.
And initially, I felt like I understood guys more, just because I am one, so I get like how you want to behave.
Yeah.
But then signing to management in Paris pushed me to have to do stuff with a lot of girls, models and famous celebrities and whatever. And you feel uncomfortable in the beginning because it's foreign ground.
Definitely.
You don't understand what they mean by, waist has to come in, jawline has to come like out, all these things. And part of being a photographer is being happy to put your ego down.
Of course.
And accepting that you don't know something. Because a lot of photographers are, no, trust me.
Yeah.
You should have that, but if somebody is an experienced model or celebrity, they know their sides, they know their faces, they know which way looks best in their opinion, because at the end of the day, it's the photo of them.
Yeah, and especially if they're a model, I mean, they do this for a living.
They know their lighting.
Yeah.
Like I've shot some models who come in and tell me this flash has to be at this setting, this flash has to be at that setting, this aperture has to be at this number.
Wow.
They know it to the T. خلاص.
That makes your life.
فاهمين الشغلة.
That makes your life so
Yeah.
يعني simple.
But a lot of photographers are like, no. I'm trying to shoot it different.
And that's where
You have clash.
That's where creative clashes happen.
Yeah.
Key.
So, you have to sacrifice.
Yeah.
It's not always your way.
Have there been any projects that you turned down that you wish you didn't have to, or it's not obviously saying no is so hard, but what was kind of the first no or something that
See, given my culture and my background, like the fact that I got to where I am today, my parents are they're not okay with it. They're more like, all right, we can't say anything because it's going decent.
Yeah.
But the minute I try and do something too far, like go shoot a swimsuit campaign or whatever, people are going to start asking questions. And it's okay for being
That's the
Arab,
thing
like what
about
you're
our
doing
culture.
and whatever. So I focused on stuff that's pretty straightforward. Sneakers, cars, celebrities.
Yeah.
It's not too ambiguous. There's no room for me to get put on blast.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I just pick and choose, really. You sometimes have to say no, just because if a client doesn't know what they want, I know that's going to be a headache for me.
Of course.
If they don't know what they want, and there's specific questions you ask them in the beginning, you end up in a similar position to the other guest you had.
Yeah.
Which is where they're like, oh, hold on. No. We want this, and this changed. You shouldn't have.
And I guess you learn that from experience. The more jobs you take, the
Exactly.
more people you meet, the
Exactly.
more clients you have on. I guess the more you learn how to handle those situations and how to approach them before you even find yourself
Exactly.
in that place that you don't want to be in.
And your contract has to protect you.
Yeah.
Your contract has to outline the terms,
Yeah.
how many changes can be made, how many times changes can be made. That situation into Arif, you go into it,
It's written.
you know how many times you have to do things.
Yeah.
And in the case that they want to go above and beyond, there's a payout for it.
Yeah.
So you're not doing it for free.
Of course.
You might not like it,
Yeah.
but you're getting paid for it. So
You mentioned you were with an agency now, right?
yeah.
So how did that start? How did that happen? If you can disclose.
I mean, I can tell you very briefly.
Yeah.
But it was funny. So I get a DM one night from this page saying, hey, I have a big influencer that requires to be shot tomorrow. It's for a big campaign. You get a whole lot of exposure from it. 6 million follower page. So I respond as a hi, thank you for getting in touch, whatever. What's the budget? They're like, oh, like we don't really have a budget. It was more of a quick thing. Like, we were wondering if you'd be interested to help. I was like, I'm always happy to help, but I can't do that without charging you guys money because I just don't shoot for exposure anymore. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, we understand. Thank you. We'll be in touch when we do have a budget. Okay. Have a good night. 5 minutes later, the same page DMs me. How much do you want? I named my price. And they're like, okay, tomorrow 9 a.m. This hotel, this time.
Okay.
Cool. Show up to the shoot. It's 8:50 a.m. I get introduced to the hotel marketing lady, and then the agent who was speaking to me, who becomes my agent later on.
Okay.
He comes down, and then the influencer comes down, and it was a shoot for a watch brand.
Okay.
So the agreement was that I would shoot for an hour between 9 and 10 a.m. because at 11 I had a different thing. Hair and makeup takes forever. The influencer doesn't get ready until like 9:35. So you're talking about going from 60 minutes to 25 minutes to shoot 3 looks. I don't have time.
Yeah.
Anyway, we bang it out, all 3 looks. When do you need the photos? Can you give it to us tonight, please? It's urgent. It's like, cool. I need to shoot from 11 to 1, and then after that I go home and I submit. It's fine. Submit everything. Client liked the photos. The agent liked the photos. Good to go. So the agent said to me, he said, can you come to my office so that I can pay you and we can discuss some work. I was like, yeah, cool. And at that point, I was in a pretty bad point, like in my life. Like I wasn't making much money. I wasn't like getting many jobs, but I still carried myself like a professional,
That's the most important thing.
And he paid me my amount for that shoot, and he said, "Have you ever considered being managed?" I was like, "What do you mean? What does that mean?" And he's like having management, like having an agent. When he said agent, I was like, "Oh, I get it." Bluffed it again. I was like, "Yeah, I've had a few opportunities, but none that really interested me, And he said, like, who offered you?" I was like, "I can't say it. It's confidential."
أكيد طبعا.
He was like, "Oh, okay, but I'm willing to offer you to sign with us. I'll draft a contract tonight. We'll run it by you, and if you're happy, this is what we're gonna offer you, and whatever. And let me know." And I left that meeting, got into my car.
Couldn't believe yourself.
I started driving home, and I just started crying, bro. I have a video of this. I actually have a video of this. I started crying, bro, because I couldn't believe it. Like this was the dream.
Yeah.
It just happened like on a random day, and I was like, wow, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, bro.
So I went back and I read the terms and I double checked it with the lawyer, made sure everything was solid. And I said, Bismillah.
Nice. And how long has that been on?
This was November 2019.
Okay.
Or December 2019.
Okay.
So just before the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
So I signed, we had a good 2 months, and then COVID happened. So we were just at home for like 3-4 months. And then as soon as they opened for you to be able to move, which was around May?
Yeah.
May?
Yeah.
Or June?
I think
it was
May.
May, June,
something like that.
Yeah. Started doing work again. No, not with the same intensity as before, but within reason. And just been doing a bunch of stuff. The Michele cover.
Yeah.
I got another cover coming out in 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah.
You can say what it is because this isn't gonna drop for like 2 weeks if you want to.
It's
It's gonna drop in like 3 weeks time.
You're sure?
Yeah. Pause. خلاص, don't have. No, but I have like a schedule.
I can breach my contract for saying
No,
this.
forget it then. Forget it. It's not worth it even.
It's a magazine cover.
Anyways, when it comes out,
yeah,
and this episode comes out,
you can attach it.
I'll have it there, so don't worry about it.
So that's been something we've been working on. It's pretty big. I'm proud of it. Okay. And inshallah, just trying to level up the quality.
Yeah.
Shorten the delivery time. Just get a system running.
Inshallah, bro, that story really brought a smile to my face about you getting the agency and everything.
Oh man,
Mabruk alayk, ya ibni.
Allah yabarak feek. Man,
Wallahi.
I'll tell you another story. This is like one of the first steps to getting on the map.
Okay.
I had just come back to Dubai from England after getting kicked out of uni. I had spent like 9 months eating like plain pasta.
Yeah, I can relate.
Come back, my friend was like, "Yo, there's this event. It's called Soul DXP. You really need to go. Like, there's a bunch of people who have fun." I was like, what's this? Like, I don't know what that
Soul
is."
DXV, bro.
He was like, "Yeah, you have to go. You have to go.
Yeah.
This is Soul 2019."
Okay.
So I was like, "So how do I go there?" He's like, "Oh, you have to get tickets." I was like, "Can't really do that, bro." So he hits me back 10 minutes later. He's like, "You skate, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He says, "Okay, so there's this brand that wants to do a modeling job where they need skaters." So I was like, "Okay, sick. Like, if I model, can I enter the event?" He's like, "Yeah, probably."
Okay.
So we do the event. We do it on Thursday. And Thursday is like press day.
Yeah.
There's not much going on.
Yeah.
So we do it, whatever, and then we leave by like 6, 7. Next day comes. I'm hyped. I brought my camera and I was like, "Yeah, sick. Look, we're gonna do the show at 4, and then at 5 they're gonna let us go, and I'm gonna just shoot as many people as I can." We do the show, and they were like, "All right, guys, go back to the D3 building, put the clothes back, and then you guys can go home."
Shit.
And I was like, "No way." So I'm pissed off, man. I'm walking back to the office, get changed. And then, subhanAllah, under the table there was a AAA access pass.
If
By complete chance, bro. And there was no one with me.
yeah.
It's not the right thing to do, don't get me wrong, but I saw
But
it
I
and I
mean,
was
you-
like, alright, I don't think anyone's using this, so
Yeah.
I might,
I mean, whoever needed it probably got another one, so
I'll use it.
yeah.
So I take the pass and I walk in through the back door and I just start shooting as many people as I could, bro.
Yeah.
Anyone who looked remotely cool.
I saw you shot Ben Baller and like
No,
was that the
no.
same? That was
This- no,
that was
this
the
was-
next Soul or
That
what?
was a year, no,
That wasn't Soul.
that's 2 souls later.
Oh wow.
So we're talking 2018,
yeah.
not even 19, my bad.
Damn.
Yeah, that's 2 years later.
Damn, that's crazy.
So I go in and I shoot anyone, literally anyone.
Anyone, yeah.
And I struck gold twice. One girl had like 200K and one guy had like 300K.
Okay.
And they posted me and I gained like 300-400 followers. And then I remember I saw the basketball court, and I remembered that at the time there was that trend on Instagram, like hype courts.
I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, like, this court's really cool. Like, Burj Khalifa's in the back. Like, we could do something sick. Mind you, I have no idea how to use a drone. Not a clue.
Damn.
One of my friends was in the event. He called me. He's like, "Are you here?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm here." He's like, "Oh, shit, I haven't seen you in 2 years." He's like, "Oh, yeah, come through." So I say hello to him, and he was like, "Bro, I have a drone with me in the car." It's like, "Do you mind if we fly it?" He was like, "No, it's cool." So we go into the car park. This is at like 7 p.m.
Yeah.
on Friday. Put the drone up, take the photo, take a video. By 9 p.m., the photos were up on Instagram. I obviously couldn't go to any of the after parties or whatever. 'Cause
Yeah.
no one knew who I was.
Yeah.
So I just went home. I slept and I was like, I have the pass, so I can come back tomorrow. So I wake up.
Phone blew up, huh?
Phone's dead.
Completely.
And I was like, how? Put the phone in charge. My Instagram's going nuts. I'm like 1,000 followers up. My
Wow.
photo is everywhere. Nike, Hype Courts, Hype Beast, High Snob, Steph Curry liked it, LeBron liked it.
Damn,
And I was
bro.
like, what's going on? And I get a DM from and someone was like, "Oh, are you like Lughass?" I was like, "Yeah, that's me." Did I do something wrong? And they were like, "Yeah, we want to speak to you." So, because on Friday I tried to go, and they were like, "No, it's invitation only."
Okay.
So they were like, no, your name's on the door. Just come. So I go, and they were like, "Oh, like, how did you shoot this photo without our permission? Like, it's not cool. Like, you can't do that." And I was like, "Well, I mean, court's available to everybody. I tagged everyone. I never said it was mine.
True.
if you guys want to, take this a step further, we can. I've committed no wrong. They're like, no, we don't mean to get off on the wrong foot. What we're trying to say is we really like the photo and we want to show what we did. I said, no, this is what I did.
Yeah.
Your media team is sitting in the cafe. It's Saturday. I have 2 photos up on a video. They're like, no, we're just going to use it internally, just to show them what do we have.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if it goes public, then that's a different conversation. They gave me a pair of shoes, gave me a t-shirt,
Yeah.
and that started my working relationship with them. Actually, funny enough, I got hired by them like a couple of months later to do some stuff.
Mabruk. Nice to hear that. But
Allah Barak Feek. Yeah, it's a funny story.
It's different. Yeah, but I mean, it's nice that that's how that situation ended up, because in some cases
I could have been in trouble.
In some cases, you could have been in trouble. In other cases, these bigger corporations with bigger resources, they always try to take advantage of the smaller creative who's just trying to find out how the fuck to like live off doing all this stuff. You know what I mean?
I got lucky in the sense that the crew at the time, they had a good conscience.
Yeah, decent people.
They were good people.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. It's not always the case,
So that was one of the stories that
Yeah.
a lot of people enjoy, I guess.
I definitely did.
So yeah, man. It's just crazy. Now,
Yeah.
like now that I'm telling you the story, I'm just thinking about it, and I was like, I'm just to my head now. I'm like,
Zay.
like how did I do that?
Yeah.
How was I so reckless at the same time, but still smart about it?
Yeah, I mean, I took balls to go in there and be like, I didn't do anything wrong, and I don't know. Not everyone would have approached that situation the same way, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
To wrap up, bro.
Yeah.
To wrap up, I mean, this has been one of the most enjoyable episodes I've done so far.
I really appreciate you having me in your home.
No, really, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to talk to me and to be here.
Of course.
Wallahi, it means so much to me.
Of course.
So, to wrap up,
yeah,
your top 3 songs in rotation right now. What have you been listening to? And the best concert you've ever been to in your life?
Top 3 songs at the moment.
You can check your phone if you want to, or off the dome. Up to you.
There's a song I'm listening to called Lolo by Omah Lay.
Okay, he's sick.
He's dope.
I love him. You like Afrobeats?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in moderation.
Same.
Saint John. I would say Gorgeous.
Okay.
From his latest album.
Yeah, I love Saint John.
And there's a YG song called Jealous.
That's a good song. I know that.
From his My Life 400 album.
Okay.
I'd say those 3 are
heavy rotation right now.
Heavy rotation right now, yeah.
Okay.
Favorite concert?
Yeah.
Funny story. I was at the O2 Arena in London when Travis fell through the stage.
No way.
Yeah.
The one with all the memes.
Yeah. When they were doing Antidote.
Yeah. And you fell.
I was right in front of him.
That's insane. Bro.
Yeah, bro.
How was that night?
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Because Drake was putting on a sick show. Travis comes on. Young Thug was on earlier. Section Boys, who are now called something else.
Yeah.
Travis falls through the stage. They take him inside. Take about 20 minutes. And then Drake comes back out. He was supposed to have this projection of a moon throughout the whole thing, which didn't work that day. So he refunded all of us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because he was saying, I'm going to refund everybody. And obviously everyone was like, what you mean, bro? We had bought our tickets secondhand off of someone else.
So they got refunded.
That's
annoying as fuck.
Yeah. But that was a sick concert, I think, yeah. There's a few, man. Anderson .Paak.
At Seoul, huh?
No, this is in London.
Oh, okay.
This is when like not many people knew who he was. The tickets were £10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And he had no intro.
No way.
So everyone was in the venue, and the drums and the guitars and the mics were all on the stage. It was ready. And there was one of the dudes who does backstage who was wearing full black. And he was just messing around with the crowd. He was like, hey. Ooh. And then he just walked off. Lights are still on. Some other dude comes from behind and he's wearing a hoodie, and it's like a golden reflective aluminum looking hoodie.
Yeah.
Goes up to the mic, takes off the hat, and he starts singing, and it's Anderson .Paak. And everyone was like,
What?
like, what's going on?
No openers, no
nothing,
one,
nothing,
That's
nothing.
crazy.
Straight to it.
Damn, bro. Yeah, I went to a concert like that once as well. It was Nav, yeah, bro. The tickets were $4
in the States.
in Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, I was living there for uni for a bit.
Sick.
And yeah, it was just, the crowd was fucked up and it was just
Hype.
all over the place and
Hype.
mosh pits. And
How many people roughly?
it wasn't a big venue. It was maybe like, because there was like an upstairs area. It was like kind of like an opera house
800,000?
vibe. I would say no more than like 500 people.
Mm.
Yeah, small, not too big.
Mm.
But yeah, that was fun.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
All right.
Won't take too much of your time.
No, relax, bro. I could sit and talk to you all day, I swear.
Habibi.
All right, man. Thank you so much again
Of course,
for taking
it's a
the
pleasure.
time, guys.
Everyone,
Check out all of his socials. Check out his website. It's all gonna be plugged. So go show him some love. He's a great guy, and wallahi, thank you again for taking the time and being here.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you, bro.
Curator's couch. Everyone,
Subscribe.
yeah. Like, comment, follow, save. No, now you have to save.
Yeah.
Save the posts.
The algorithm.
Yeah. Show my guys some love.
Insane. Insane, bro. That was really fun. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
bro.
that,
A very enjoyable conversation. Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. Of course.
I'm so hungry, bro. ما شفت قدامي.
تعال أكلك طيب.
لا